again from Central Virginia. I still have a lot of garden cleanup to do, so I'm just going to show you on the outside of my garden and talk a little bit about what the plan is, and then over the next few days I hope to actually execute that plan. This is the area that is outside of my fenced part of my garden, and I have beds that were all along the perimeter here that are about 2 feet wide. And then I had several no-dig beds. This is where I had my pumpkins growing. I had some tomatoes and some beans, the snake beans growing up that big trellis. Loads of flowers that you can see. And then, of course, down below where my blueberry bushes are. So this area really needs a good cleanup. I've actually am okay with leaving these flowers here because these are actually have seed things and the birds have been feeding on them. So I'm quite happy to have the birds come in and feed on these seed pods. But I will be coming in and just adding additional layers of hay to these no-dig beds. This over here is the Ruth Stout area where I had potatoes and then pumpkins growing. And what's amazing is that at the beginning of the growing season last year, this time last year, this was stacked this high with hay, and then it just has really gone down all the way. And I just want to show you what the soil is like underneath this, because it's amazing how rich it all is. See? This is just all how that hay composted down and then the earth underneath it. It's just as friable as it can be. So I'm going to go ahead and be covering this with another big, huge helping of hay. And then I'll be piling it way up. And I will probably use this. This was a very nice place to grow potatoes. I'll be needing to cut out some of these vines of the squash, etc. I'm really astounded with how well these Ruth Stout beds did. They were fertile. They were pest-free, and they were incredibly productive. First with potatoes. Those were my experimental potatoes that I grew there last year just from store-bought russet potatoes that started sprouting in my kitchen. And then later with the 2 kinds of pumpkins that I grew there. So I will definitely continue to develop some of these beds for Ruth Stout methods. I definitely have got to get in here and clean up all of this. Here are the blueberry bushes. And this area just needs to be, I'm going to be putting down some pine bark mulch along here. I think I'll come along and just give this one more weed whacking in between. I do think that next year I'm going to attempt to make, maybe over the winter, make this area into more of a mulched down pathway, because it really does get unwieldy with all the grass that you have to keep weed whacking. Here's the blackberries that were transplanted down here. Again, I need to definitely do some serious weed whacking in here. And this was the experimental bed that I made with hay and also the overturned sod where I grew melons, really beautiful cantaloupe melons here, followed by some, and also a Seminole pumpkin. I do see some wild onions sprouting here, which will pull. Those are so persistent. But by and large, it's been pretty good. So I had to come in and fix this up just with additional loads of hay. Along these external borders, I'm just going to be adding layers of hay. I might put some alfalfa down to add a little bit of composting action down on these beds. But I'm just going to be putting down additional hay and letting that stack up as and grow. Look at the size of this zinnia, former zinnia plant. It is 5 feet tall. Amazing. Just one huge plant. It looks like the garlic survived just fine. I've got a lot of the lorts growing there. The music is looking good, and some of the northern white as well. So that is good. Garlic is super hardy. It'll just continue to do its thing and then take off in the spring. Here's some oregano that I transplanted, so that's going to be rumbling all around here. I'm happy to have what I call smelly herbs on the perimeter of the garden in hopes that it'll help ward away things that I don't want in my garden. Moles, etc. I have a lot of mole action in this yard though right now. They're all over the place. So that's just a little snippet of what my plan is for the next few days. Finally starting to feel better and be able to get out in the garden. And then it got really cold. Now it's not so cold. So follow along with me, and I'll take you bit by bit as I slowly get this garden ready for the winter. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're well.